Hey guys, I'm Francesca Lana, and you're watching Pop Views in the Talk Show. Today we have the founder of the Bayou Soul Youth Literary Conference. We're super excited, so stay tuned. Hey Clarence, it's so nice to meet you. I'm Francesca. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Excited.
Absolutely. So how have you been doing during quarantine and the pandemic and these crazy times that we're in right now?
Thank you for asking. This, like everybody, it's been challenging at times. Not being able to go around family and your friends and travel and visit people. But I've been able to work from home. Thank God I have one of those jobs as being a professor where we are able to work from home with our students. And I've been able to plan this virtual conference, Bayou Soul, virtually. So where it's been challenging, it also has allowed us to extend beyond ourselves to see what we could do in the virtual world that we weren't really doing that much before the pandemic. So overall, it's been okay for me. I mean, I've been very blessed not to have lost anyone personally. I know a lot of people have. So my condolences to people who are suffering and who've had loss. And I definitely want this conference, Bayou Soul Youth Literary Conference, to be empowering and inspiring. That's why I want to do this right now virtually. I think people need inspiration.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. You brought up an amazing point. Since we are going virtual with pretty much everything, this is the opportunity now to reach a lot more people who weren't able to attend the conference in person. So,
Yeah.
definitely, it sucks about what's going on right now, but the good part about going virtual is the reach. So that's incredible that you brought up that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How you doing
I'm
overall?
doing, I'm doing great. We usually shoot in studio, but since the pandemic and with regulations, we've been doing everything virtually as well. So all of our hosts have been doing these interviews from home and just being safe, minimal crew, well, not much crew, like zero at that. So
Yeah.
we're just thankful to be able to continue to inform people about positive things that are going on and highlight people like you.
Thank you. Yeah.
So for people who don't know, we want to talk about this incredible conference. We were actually able to pull up the host and the special guest of the conference. So let's take a look at that really quick before we get started.
Okay.
Hey everybody, it's Lamont Rucker. Please join me at this year's virtual Bayou Soul Youth Conference. Like, follow, and share.
Hey, what's up? It's Toya Johnson here. Make sure you join me and my family at this year's Bayou Soul Youth Conference. Make sure you like, share, and follow.
So the Bayou Soul Youth Conference looks pretty lit. Can you tell us?
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's a lot going on at the Bayou Soul. We do a lot.
Yeah. So for all of our viewers who are, just tuning in, we're with the founder right now, Clarence. Welcome to everyone to the show. So tell us about the conference. What's the content?
So basically, I started this conference in 2011 in my hometown of New Orleans, Louisiana, during the Essence Music Festival time. Yeah, Essence was happening. And, it was a lot of people coming to town. You have artists coming, singers, performers. And I was like, you know what? They have all these amazing people coming to town. Some of them people I know, some are friends of mine, people I've known over the years, I've connected with when I was a student at Howard. I was like, you know what? Maybe this would be a good opportunity to bring all that talent and bring our youth together and have an event where the youth are basically a part of this Essence weekend, but I'm not officially with Essence, but maybe I could, since I'm in town and Essence is here and all these artists are here, maybe they could stop by my event, do a little speaking, empowering, singing, performing, basically trying to connect with these young people to let them know that no matter what's going on in the world or what's going on in their lives, that they could obtain success, they can fulfill their dreams. And I wanted to bring opportunities to students in that area. Having grown up there and gone to places like Washington, D.C. to college, I know that opportunity is everything, having connections. And I made a lot of connections over the years, and I wanted to bring that back to my community, bring those writers so they could tell students of how they may be able to form a career for themselves in publishing or writing career, things that they may not have imagined before. When people don't know something, they just don't know. But once you bring that information, they're like, wow, maybe I could do that too. So that's what the goal was, to introduce them to literary arts in all forms: music, art, cuisine, all types of art and music, but focusing on the literary part of it. Because I'm an author myself. Growing up in New Orleans, I wrote about my experiences in growing up in New Orleans in a book called Cheeky, A Child Out of the Desire. I grew up in the Desire Projects. I talk about that experience in that book. And I forged a path for myself, and I wanted to give that and extend my blessings back to the students in that region.
That's so beautiful. And I was actually looking on the website, so I see that there's going to be, like, on the virtual conference, students will have the opportunity to learn how to publish and write their own book, and then also how to write a TV show, correct?
Yes. I wanted them to learn from experts on how they got into the publishing business. How did they, because some people they didn't go to school for this. And they're going to meet some of the panelists who wrote books, and they didn't even go to school for it, but they found their passion and they turned into a book. But I'm also going to have expert. She was my former editor at Random House, Christine Pride. She was a major editor. She was an acquiring editor at Simon Schuster. So she comes with a wealth of experience and knowledge about the publishing game. Like, what are they looking for? What you should put in your query letter to get their attention? Because a lot of us have good story ideas, and we're just afraid to crack that pen against paper. Hopefully after the Bayou Soul, you see that people are doing it and you can do it too. Why wait? And there's a lot going on in the world. So we should have a lot to write about. And our stories are going to be historical, because what is happening is historical. And there's some writers out there, and we need to start writing. A lot of young people have a lot to say too. A lot of young people who are going through stuff. You don't have to wait till you get old to write a book. You can write a book right now. I had a 14-year-old girl last year, Essence Couture. She's back this year. She's written over 5 books, and she's only 14 years old and published. So there's some amazing young people who are doing some amazing things. And I also wanted to introduce the world to these amazing young people like Sky Dakota Turner, who's going to be starring in the Aretha Franklin movie, playing a young Aretha Franklin. She's also playing a young Tina Turner on Broadway. There's amazing young people who are doing it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's great. That's really incredible. And I see that there's a lot of big names attached to the conference. Can you share with us who?
Yeah, I've been very blessed and fortunate. That you saw Toya, right, and Reginae Carter. They came. Or Toya came last year to the conference when it was in person. Lamont has been there for all 3 years since we moved it to Baton Rouge. So I moved it from New Orleans to my college where I teach, the Baton Rouge Community College. We moved it to Baton Rouge, and it still had the same impact and interest, even though it was 1 hour away from New Orleans. So New Orleans kids are now bussed in to the event, which is kind of interesting. It gets them out of their community. But Lamont Ruckers, he's been there 3 years. Danny Glover came last year.
Oh, wow.
Danny Glover popped in and he blew everybody away. That was huge. We were like, we got a call from Danny Glover 2 days before the conference was going to take place, saying he was going to come in. He thought what I was doing was very important. He wanted to come in and speak to the youth. And he came and he spoke to the youth. We gave him a key to the city. The mayor came and gave him a key to the city. The governor connected with him of Baton Rouge, of Louisiana. So, we've had some pretty, Lance Gross came out last year. So we've had some celebrities pop in. Lance went to Howard as well. So it was good to see another Howard person in the house, talking to the youth. So, and we've had a lot of amazing authors like Victoria Krista Murray, Omar Tyree, These are African American writers. We've had Ronlyn Domingue. She's a white author who I went to LSU with. So we've had a diverse group of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is interesting. And we've also turned one of the students' book, Voices from the Bayou, as a student project of narratives where the students are talking about racism and police brutality. We turned that into a book. And that was a stage play, and we collaborated with LSU Theater Department last year to bring that. But this year, we're premiering the short film version of it with director Willie D. Burton, who's worked over 100 films. He's won 2 Academy Awards. He's directed the project. So it's a lot of great things happening in Baton Rouge, Louisiana with this event.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. And I know the demographic is, the youth in regards to high school students, but are people of other demographics able to participate as well?
Yeah, the interesting part about it going virtual, now we're able to extend it to more people beyond the youth, college students, people in the community, people who have a passion for writing, people who love arts and poetry. Now is a chance for them to come in and see what we are doing with the youth and how we're impacting. But this year, we wanted to impact everyone because everyone is struggling with COVID, pandemics, police brutality, racism, and the division in the country. So we have panel discussions around these issues. So this year is not just for the youth, it's actually for all of us. And I hope that everyone come away each day of the conference, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, feeling more uplifted, inspired by the performances of these young people. I think you're going to be really uplifted by it. I mean, I really believe that it's going to uplift. I sat and watched the conference ahead of time, and I was just really moved by the young people and what they were saying and their performances. There's a lot of that we need that right now. I think we all need that.
Definitely. I mean, we're in a time of, like you said, from police brutality to COVID, election was stressful, a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
So this has been like one heck of a year, to say the least.
Yes. So
Yeah.
Go to, for those who are listening, if you haven't registered, they can still go to bswliteraryconference.com right now and register. Today we have our watch party at 1 p.m. Central on Facebook Live. So they can get on there and join our watch party. We have a DJ that's going to be jamming out with us. So it's very fun too. We want, we talk about Louisiana culture, Bayou soul. You got to have music. You got to have food. So in person, we have good food. We have good music. We second line, we dance. It's culture. There's a lot of culture in Louisiana, and we bring all that culture to the event. So people get a good experience of the culture.
That's going to be awesome too. Speaking of culture, going to Howard University and going to an HBCU, how do you feel that time that you were there prepared you for life and even just being the founder of an incredible conference?
Well, like our VP, our new vice president said, went to Howard. She said, when you go to Howard, they teach you could do any and everything.
That's
First
right.
of all, they instilled that in you at Howard. But I used to work on the homecoming committee, the homecoming student committee. Yeah, so I used to do events. I used to do the talent event. I was like the talent coordinator doing homecoming. So I would work with artists, contracts, putting events on. They prepared me. They prepared me for how to do it and do it with style, with class, and do it big. At Howard, they teach you to do it big. You don't do small things at Howard. So they just instilled that in us, like you do it and do it big.
No, that's right.
And we did it. Look at you. You have a show. You know what I mean? They teach us that. Like you could do any and everything.
Yes. Don't let being a person of color stop you from achieving incredible things, working 10 times harder, making sure that you are excellent in all that you do. Howard definitely instilled that in me. I'm so happy to connect with you to see that, people are just out here just representing Howard so well.
Yeah. It's an honor. I love it. I love that school. I love what they instilled in me. And I now get to bring that to other young people and other people.
And that's so beautiful. On a day-to-day basis, how do you feel like the average person can help kids continue to read, write, helping literacy and those types of things? Like what can parents do on a day-to-day basis, or maybe someone who has a sibling who's a teenager?
Yeah, I think that we have to encourage them to get off social media and read. You know, it is, you know, encourage them to read, taking them to the bookstore. You know, we don't do that anymore. Go to the bookstore, browse bookstores, get a book, read. But use your social media platform to spread literacy. Quotes, inspiring quotes from Maya Angelou and different writers and authors. You know, use your platform for positivity sometimes to spread knowledge. You know, that's writing too. You know, when
Yeah,
you're writing on Facebook, that is a form of literacy. So
yeah,
you can be spreading literacy and introducing them to writers and encouraging young people, you know, to, hey, this is an author that's, you know, talking about pop culture or things that you're interested in. There are a lot of young writers out there. Why don't you check this out? So I think just using your platforms to promote literacy in all forms is a good way. And also, like I say, encouraging your young people to read books. And if you're not a reader, you should get into reading more. You know, there are other ways to read books now with technology. You don't have to just read it with a book in front of you. You could listen to it in audio, but just some type of method where there's literacy involved and there's some knowledge being gained, you know. And so, I mean, that's important to encourage young people to get off their social media and be productive. You know, I'm saying balance it, you know, balance it
yeah,
with something more productive.
yeah. And
Like
I
an
like,
event like an event like this. Bayou Soul, come to Bayou, you know, they may not have, you know, a lot of students come, they've never experienced anything like this. So they're like, what is this? You
right?
know, they come, and I love them coming
With
every
that.
year, not knowing what to expect, and I like to blow them away. Like, what is
Yeah,
going on? I'm hitting them from every angle. They don't know who's gonna step out on stage next. They don't know what
right.
performance is coming up next, but I guarantee you that everything that comes is gonna blow them away.
Oh my
That's what
God.
I and I just sit back in the audience in the back and just smile because I love doing that.
Yeah, that is so beautiful. We'll tell everyone, how can we participate and buy tickets? Are tickets available on Eventbrite still, or do we go to the website?
Yeah, go to the website at bswliteraryconference.com. It's free. It's a free event that's sponsored by Baton Rouge Community College, Baton Rouge Community College Foundation, Mayor Sharon Broom's office, and the recast. Um, that's with the mayor's office. So all these wonderful people have donated money to make this a free event for the world. It's a free event for the world, literally, at a time when it's needed most. So everybody jump on over at bswliteraryconference.com and register and come in and hang out with us at 1 p.m. on our watch party, jam out with us with our DJ. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time.
New Orleans style.
New Orleans style. Can't do it any other way. And if you do miss it today, you can catch it later this evening on Teachables. There'll be a link once you register to tell you how to watch it later.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, beautiful. Well, again, thank you for coming on the show. The conference sounds like it's incredible. Thank you for using your platform for social good, and we wish you nothing but continued success.
Same to you. Thank you for having me.
Thank
Take
you.
care. All
All
right.
right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to Pop Peas in the Talk Show. We'll be right back.